get started. Thank you, Miss Amina, for the introduction, as always. Wait, hold on, what's happening? Okay, there we are. So, I'm the only grade 10 student here, and I wanted to bring something that brings more awareness in consideration of us grade 10 students, and those that are younger than us. We are in this stage of selecting our subject core choices that will determine our future as a student, as a member of society, and as a functioning person. Growing up, throughout all my life, every single person that I have met in the school industry has told me three simple things. Study hard, get good grades, and get a good job. And at the time, that works. I'm sure you all parents over here did exactly what I just said, and you got phenomenal jobs, and you're doing great. But for us students, it's changing, and it's changing drastically, and it might affect you too, considering we're in the age of AI. The question is more directed at teenagers, as we are the ones who are using AI more. I'm guilty of this. You all students are guilty of this. And I'll take you on a little journey. Initially, I didn't use artificial intelligence before the year 2023. Back in my old school, the curriculum wasn't as difficult, and it was pretty easy, pretty subtle to understand. You can ask questions, your teachers would explain, very interactive. I came over here in 2023, late in November. Everything changed for me. I was here, the courses were very, very difficult to do. Take English, we had to study a full book, write a literary essay on it, and that was difficult for me. And in this year as well, it's getting even more difficult, and it's only going to progress. So I need a tool to help me out. The Swiss knife of all trades, of everything, AI. I used AI to design games, which I am working on right now. One of them is personally on Roblox. I'm looking forward to making it pretty big. I've used AI to help out my family. I mean, if you want a little pointer on this entire presentation was done by artificial intelligence. Just putting that out there. I've also used AI in my debate club. Me and a group of friends, 3 people. We won 4 out of 5 rounds in a debate team. We did pretty well, for considering this was our first try. I was the person who wrote the first speaker speeches, and it was done with help of AI. Now the question is, what does AI mean for my future, on my perspective? I'm going to take you a little bit on a road trip back. I want you to think May, the first few weeks, May 14th to be exact. Me and my father, we sat down, we started talking about careers. We started talking about subject choices. They're very important for me as a grade 10 because I can only decide to take so many and be so accurate so that I have all doors open, even if most of them close, so I can still get into the job market. We started looking forward. And considering myself being a speaker, I take it from my father, thank you. I wanted to go into the political section of life, talk with other people, communicate my arguments, and try to help the majority of us. That's my passion. And we decided, sure, let's go ahead with this. It's beautiful, it's great, you got it, your passion, you'll love it. Learning. But then I also wanted to think, what will AI take by the time I graduate? We're talking 6 years from now. I still have 2 years of high school, and maybe 4 or 5 years of university to go. Damn. And then I get into working. So we started thinking, personally myself, I wanted to know what jobs will get taken over by AI. And sadly, it's a lot. If globally, it's going to be 300 million jobs that will be taken over by artificial intelligence. So that's a very large number. That's about 1/3 of every country having, the population having no jobs, respectively. It's a very big situation that we are not prepared for. Our greatest tool is also our greatest enemy, and we are not using it correctly. This is a triangle I made, just considering of what's going to be the most valuable and what you need to do as well. You're going to have to transform your role. You're going to have to transform yourself, per se. If you're going to become a lawyer, I'd recommend you stay away from being a paralegal, because research and everything technical is AI's biggest advantage over us. And if moving forward, the economic impact is that 33% higher earnings in AI-resistant careers, meaning careers like communication are going to have a bigger jump in value as to the human value rising with it. The human aspect of being a doctor, of being a good communicator, of being the person who can connect two people together is what's going to get you lots of value. It's going to be the new frontier for jobs and careers. I also want to take you a little bit on this story as well. I have an uncle, he's back in Canada. He's doing great, but the problem is he works in the tax and filing industry. And I'm sure that you all know that it's all online, all digital. And in the digital domain, AI strives better than us. As of right now, his company is now 40% run by artificial intelligence. That's a very large number. I also have a good friend of mine who has a relative working in a big corporate where they release 2 to 6 people every month just because AI can do it better for them. The tool that can do anything and everything without sleep or rest, without taking breaks, without needing to use the bathroom constantly. I'm looking at you, students. It's the ultimate tool. And I also want to talk about my dad. My uncle is in a very risky situation, but my dad is quite the opposite. It's what you need to do. I take note from him. Back in Canada, in the years, 2015 to 2023, before he moved here, he used to work in business management. Now he's in a different role, I'm not sure, moving forward. He works in the business management industry, managing billion-dollar contracts, to be exact, around 30 billion and more. But you're all thinking, okay, that's a contract. Anyone can do that, or maybe AI can do that. The difference is that my dad is the same person who got a 15-year contract down to 10 years in completion. The difference that he made is his communication skills, his ability to communicate with the people working and with the people that are above him working at the CEOs. Like, I know, just in here, I can give an example. He went out on multiple occasions with CEOs across the board just to communicate the roles. And as of right now, the only thing that's keeping him in there is his ability to communicate. Everything else, majority of it can be replaced. That's why communication is the biggest factor when coming into the age of AI. So that's the story of it. Did some discoveries about AI, nothing too interesting, other than AGI and ASI. AGI is about 100,000 people smushed together working. It's called Artificial General Intelligence. According to IBM, it'll be released by the year 2027, the year I graduate. That's a big deal. Why? Because I'm not better than 100,000 people. Put that into perspective. And then ASI will be released around 2 years after, by 2029 or 2030, and it's about 1 million people compact together, doing the same thing that you ask it to. Like, put that into perspective. You're competing with an ultimate machine that you can't even get a cutting edge on. You're obsolete, in other words. That goes for all of us. Now, I want to give you a student's dilemma for this perspective. Every single one of us is in this school system. Every single one of us knows it's quite outdated. I mean, still, I hear people telling me, study good, get a degree, and then you'll get a job. That's very, very outdated. I have seen people online running one-man businesses with AI taking over the financing, taking over the marketing, taking over the connecting, and they make millions. I mean, if I'm going to put it into perspective, one of the people I saw made, 100 million in the first year just because they know how to leverage AI to their advantage. And that's pretty terrifying because they can keep most of the profits and like the AI is low cost? You're going to pay $20 a month for ChatGPT Plus, and it can do almost everything we want it to. The second thing is that the curriculum gaps. Every single one of us wants to go and study physics. I know a very large portion of grade 10s that want to study physics. And it's quite scary. Why? Because I want to go to the University of Calgary, pretty prestigious school. And I checked the IB curriculum. I only found 2 faculties that require physics as a mandatory subject. 2 out of 16. And it was only in architecture and engineering. Those are the only places that use physics, and many other grade 10s are going into physics, high level, standard level, whatever it may be. So you can see the guidance is not quite there, and we're falling behind. And the anxiety is crazy. I want to go and I want to be successful, but I can't compete with something so powerful. So you can see where I'm getting at this. It's the whole point behind this presentation. It's going to affect really, really simple jobs. Like, think trucking. In America, there's over 3 million trucking jobs. You can have multiple people per trucker and whatnot. But they're all going to get replaced. Why? Because we have Tesla, we have Waymo. I want to focus more on Waymo. They've managed to build a car that's about 100% safe. It's better at reacting, it's better at handling situation. It doesn't have road rage where you have to cut off the other person because why not? And it's very, very good at analyzing the road. And it's very safe. And it's only about time before it gets to trucks. And trucking industry is what's giving you everything you have. This shirt came in a truck. The place I'm standing, all this material came from a truck. Of course, there's the other line of work, but you get the point. Now, I have 3 steps for you to all take this to heart. You have to embrace the human-AI collaboration. What I mean by that is that I need you to learn how to use AI. My mom told me this story the other day about a grade 12 student and a kindergartner. Yes, a kindergartner. They were asked, how do you use artificial intelligence? The grade 12 said, I type it up, I give it feedback, I get the work done. The kid said, haha, I use Alexa, whatever it may be, and I tell the AI what to do. It gets the job done faster than you because I can talk. I can say all the things I want, and I don't have to compress it down or overthink it, and it gets the job done. You can see the gap. And I'm sure you parents have a slight clue about artificial intelligence. I mean, I wouldn't blame you. We're in the new age of technology. Think of when we went from horse carriages, we rode them for 1,000 years, now we got cars in less than 10 years. This is it's similar to that. We're in an age where the time I graduate, the job market's gonna be about what, 47% gone? And that's coming from Goldman Sachs, that number. Secondly, I would like for everyone to develop a growth mindset. Those who know how to use AI, leverage it to their interests, to the best. I'm looking at you students, every single one of you who had to look into math, you can use it to study, because sometimes math is just math. And those who are finishing the lab report at the last second, I'm guilty of that. And those trying to understand whatever language, or trying to write a paragraph before, I don't know, the night before it's due. AI is pretty powerful, and you gotta learn how to leverage it to your advantage. This means you embrace adaptability, you learn how to learn. What I mean by that is that you learn how to use AI, and that can help you learn as well. There's two ways you can use AI. Those who use, most of us, the average way and the best way. The average way makes you dumber by a good 10 IQ points. Because you constantly rely on it, you don't know what it's doing. How many of you know the word neural network? Question. You know AI runs on that, and we still don't know what it is. Like discovering it and figuring out how AI works is still not achieved, which is a big problem. And then there's the best way to use it, those who only use it for convenience. When it's coming, not convenience, using it for specific tasks. If you actively use AI just to help you, you're gonna get much dumber. Relying on a tool makes you lazy. I mean, look at the fast food. We just need fast food, we eat, we get fat. Don't look at me. Now, this third step is cross-pollinating your skills. Communication is key. It's the founding thing about what makes us human, what keeps us with jobs. Anyone in the finance market, in the business industry, in the trading industry, in the radiology, across all platforms, those with technical purpose are in severe danger. Why? Because AI has now the ability to make videos that are very real. I mean, just earlier, one of my teachers showed me a video that was completely generated by AI, and it was a car show. Like, how much more human can it get than a car show? And it was all AI. You can see the problem here. Second thing, I want you to look into humanities. These are most important. AI does not have humanity. No matter what you tell it, it will never have humanity. It cannot think like a human. One person to us is a human life. One person to AI is just a digit. Just putting that out there. And that's pretty much it about AI. It's a big, big deal. It's a big problem for all of us. And we should learn to get ahead of it. I mean, a study by JP Morgan says that we teens are very, very stressed out with what AI can do. I mean, imagine you're in university, working 14 years to become a doctor, and all of a sudden you can't get the job because it's taken over by AI. And one more thing, a study by JP Morgan said that about 25% of all university and college graduates don't have a job. And it's ever growing. So you have to choose wisely. I want you to take note on this. I want you to take this to heart. I want you to take it smart. And as always, the early bird catches the worm. Thank you.